What's up, guys? I'm Mr. Normal, and we're about to watch some creepy and strange TikTok videos you probably shouldn't watch at night. With all that being said, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video, so it's recommended to others, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. Now, let's get into the video.
I didn't believe it because have you seen how certain streaming shows will edit certain parts out?
They did that for The Passion on Netflix.
Yeah.
What did they take out?
They took out the verse from Isaiah at the beginning.
And I
Does
saw
make you
that.
mad?
And I saw this one. I said, there's no way. Because in Robin Hood, the one with Russell Crowe,
Mhm.
very first thing, there's a scroll that pops up and in bold lettering, it says, in times of tyranny and injustice, when law oppresses the people, the outlaw takes his place in history.
And they took it out of Netflix.
Only in the U.S. Canada, Ireland, people from Britain,
No
they're
way.
like, it's on ours.
We're getting so played, you
In
guys.
America, and I just played it, and it doesn't.
We're getting so played.
It literally is just a blank screen for 10 seconds.
Everybody go buy a bow.
I mean,
Oh my
this,
gosh,
you talk
literally.
about physical copies of things.
What are
they
they-
are erasing history, and I know it's just a dumb movie.
No,
if
but
you think
that's
they're doing it with a
little thing.
movie,
Yeah.
they're doing it on such bigger levels.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes no time.
Exactly.
When digital comes through, it's like it takes no time for them
That's
to
so
do that.
crazy.
Well, I see how Mandela effects are made, but why would you re-edit a movie like that? Like, what's the point? Like, what are they gonna do next? Re-edit Finding Nemo to where he's a squid?
People did not believe me when I said they were opening Annabelle's case and letting people interact with her after they had moved her to West Virginia Penitentiary. Well, what do you call this?
Grab it, put it in.
Lord be with us, because he just put his hands all over Annabelle. Now they moved her to another case, but they're opening the case and letting people actually interact with her. This is supposed to be a part of some sort of scientific research. Really bad idea. She's probably one of the most haunted things in the world. Oh, and they bless themselves after, like that's gonna save them. Just look at her face. You won't even see it coming. Now, if you don't already know, West Virginia State Penitentiary is vacant. There's no prisoners there. Just bad energy. The ghost of all the awful things that ever happened in that prison, over 90 inmate murders, and over 125 executions, and they thought this would be the perfect place to get the party started with Annabelle. May God be with them, and I claim no negative energy.
So what is the research for? To see how fast you can get possessed? So apparently the reason why they moved her, someone said in the comments, is because they needed to fix the box. If I work there, I don't care what box needs fixing. I'm never touching this one, and the dude that did touch that doll is now going to be possessed forever. I am so sorry, my friend.
Look at everyone filming, man.
I'll be honest, I didn't see anything other than a man shouting on a plane. Someone in the comments said, "Could someone explain to me why aliens travel by plane?" And someone replied, "Because inflation."
Here's something most people have no idea about styrofoam that is a little bit shocking. We've all had a nice hot beverage in a styrofoam cup. You probably chewed on the end of it and spat it out. I'm sure many people have done that. It's not just me. But did you know that styrofoam is not just a type of insulating material? It is a trademarked brand, the term styrofoam. And who owns it is DuPont. That's who owns and manufactured it. Now, as we know, DuPont made a whole bunch of other cool stuff like other chemicals, manufacturing toxins. They made Teflon. I'd love for them to switch gears and start producing some organic stuff, but I'm not sure I'd hold my breath on that. Now, it's manufactured from styrene, which is a volatile, colorless liquid. Studies have linked exposure to styrene genetic damage to white blood cells and to certain blood ailments, you could say. It's considered safe for food when it's in a solid state. However, heating can cause chemicals to leach from the foam into the food. Oh, like all the hot cups of chocolate and coffee I've drank out of the damn styrofoam cup. Good to know. Now, what's interesting is that hemp can be used to make plastic and insulating materials. And DuPont had a role in making sure that hemp was banned, perhaps because it would completely put them out of business and make them obsolete with their toxic plastic materials, as opposed to hemp, which in 80 days completely degrades in this form.
I was just thinking that same thing. All those hot chocolates and coffees I got, are you kidding? Did you just tell me I've been poisoning myself this whole time? Aren't the cup of noodles styrofoam too? Dang, man, I kind of like those. That's crazy that DuPont knows about this and they still just shell this stuff out.
wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. I have a Jane. Why don't you swear to? Why not? Why won't you do it?
She was walking her dog in the Appalachia when she hears this. A horrifying video was uploaded by a woman named Tyla while she's playing with her dog in her recent trip to the Appalachian Mountains. Her dog suddenly starts barking as something horrifying is captured on camera.
What? Was that Dalmatian? Okay. Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside.
From within the woods, the feral screams of a person can be heard, causing an unusual quietness to the woods, as well as agitating her dog. Tyla begins to make her way inside, as she too feels they shouldn't be out there any longer. Like many dark secrets of Appalachia, whatever was screaming in the woods that night remains a mystery, as Tyla and her dog remain inside.
What it kind of sounds like is a fox scream. Hey, but who knows? It's the Appalachian Mountains. Anything weird could happen there.
Hey, Apple!
What? Yet another example as to why, when my friends ask me to ride these rides, I say no. This is a Hey Apple slideshow that was posted to TikTok. It says, Hey Zipper, showing this ride known as the Zipper. Another Zipper saying what? And a collage of images here showing malfunctions that occurred on the Zipper ride. The Zipper ride is a popular carnival ride that's quite easy to explain. We have this column right here that rotates, and this portion right here kind of acts like a Ferris wheel. And most of the time when people hop into these rides, they're completely safe. But back in 1977, things were a little different. 4 riders ended up dying, and people were urged not to get on the Zipper ride because the doors were malfunctioning, opening up, and basically just dumping people out of their seats onto the ground, which was very far below. And it even has happened somewhat recently as well in this case, but fortunately everyone was okay here. So I will gladly pass on this, not that this would be something I'd want to do anyways, but let me know your guys' thoughts on this as well.
Never in a million years would I get on that ride. Like, I literally get dizzy just looking at it. It spins while it spins. And please let me know down in the comments, would you ever get on this ride, and have you ever been on this ride?
This is creepy when you find out who lived in that trailer. This guy rented out one of his trailer homes to an old man years ago, and one night, after no one left the trailer for over a week, a bunch of cops suddenly showed up for a wellness check. And during this check, the cops discovered that, sadly, the man had passed away. But when the cops showed up, the owner of the trailer's daughter and son had no idea what was going on, so she started recording and ended up capturing something unexplainable on camera that she wouldn't notice until later. See if you can spot it.
And I knew that something was going on. Ah, that's a lot of cops.
What the hell? Oh my god, they're calling.
They're coming out.
Are they calling something in? I'm going back over. What was Tom doing?
Is there like an app you can check or something to figure out?
Oh my Jesus. Abby's okay.
A childlike figure can be seen standing around the cop cars. Then they suddenly disappear, and she wasn't sure who this figure appeared to be until she and her dad would have to go into the trailer to clean it out.
Okay. Goodness. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god. What was that? Okay. Well, you're right. It is freaking musty in here. Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. Did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Yeah, this kid died too. Like, I don't know, before.
While looking around, she notices a kid's drawing on the fridge, and that's when she finds out that the man living in the trailer had a child who passed away a long time ago. Now, I'm not saying that the shadow figure is a ghost of the child, but maybe something trying to appear like it. Or maybe we're just seeing things. What do you think?
I mean, personally, I think it does look like the shadow of a little kid. It's either that or the shadow projecting off of one of the officers, probably. Or she probably edited that in there, but that's kind of messed up.
You gonna be okay? Hi? You gonna be okay? Don't worry about that, dude. The plastic is gone, dude. Yeah. So, where's the gas? Outside. Okay, the gas is off right now. Hmm? No, don't open the window. Don't open. Don't open anything. Just stay over here.
I think that is by far the craziest thing to see outside your house. But we do have an update from the wife. Everyone made it out safe, even the dog, so thank God. At first, I thought this was a highway to some random base that I've never heard before, but it's actually the I can't read. The Macau-Hong Kong underwater tunnel, and it connects Hong Kong, Zhuhai, and Macau.
You're gonna have to take the mark if you want to be able to buy or sell. Check this out. It's already in place, guys.
So look at this. You're in London. You're on a business trip. You're staying in Greenwich, and you want to buy some food. So you go into the local Aldi's, like this one, and you think, I'm going to go in here and buy some food so that I can feed myself. And then you approach the barrier, and look, you can't even get in the shop without having a QR code to scan here, or to scan here.
So the system's already in place. What do you guys think? The Bible does talk about it in the book of Revelation. You're going to have a mark to be able to buy or sell. And look at this. You cannot even enter the store. You can't even enter. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this is the precursor? Let me know.
You are out of your mind if you add this to my grocery store. Like, this is so dumb. Nobody's gonna want this, obviously. And he keeps talking about the mark. The only mark I'm gonna have is the bruise I get from shoving my car through that dang door, stopping me from getting my strawberries.
Never go into an abandoned church at night. This photographer came across what seemed to be an abandoned church while hiking in the middle of nowhere and decided to check it out. The second floor was clearly abandoned, but the first floor was oddly well maintained, and while looking at the pictures on the wall, something strange happens. At first, it's unclear what causes him to run out, but if I slow the video down, you can see a mysterious person staring at him from the window. But that's not all. The frame right before he runs out reveals that same lanky person or thing sitting down on a bench. What do you think it was?
That was definitely a squatter living there. But why is it when you see a random church in the woods, you're like, yeah, I want to go inside that, but also you're by yourself? See, I might go inside of an abandoned warehouse maybe, but never an abandoned church. No.
A man and his wife were surveying their property in the middle of nowhere when they make a horrifying discovery. On April 23rd, the Channel Wiggins Wild World was surveying their land in the desert, trying to find a natural source of water in hopes of living off the land and off the grid, when suddenly they come across bones and a boot. As they keep searching, they make a dark discovery.
So we're off north of our property a little bit, and this thing is filled with kids' backpacks.
All around the land, they find a bunch of kids' school backpacks that have been dumped there for some time. Now, this could be somebody's junk, but this is where it gets weirder. After contacting authorities, they were told not to go near it again.
We've been informed that that is not on the road, the old road that was there, that is in fact private property. We've been told if we go on it again, we will be charged with trespassing.
The man begins to fear for his and his wife's safety as things begin to worsen by the hour.
We genuinely do not feel safe between the airplane low flyover yesterday and the truck.
The video was posted on the 23rd of April, then taken down immediately that same day. The mystery as to what exactly did this couple find in the middle of the desert seems to meet at a dead end, as their page remains completely empty, now forced by authorities.
Now we can't have other people come on the property. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we kind of have to put this to bed.
Someone's trying to cover up whatever happened here, and as a result, sadly, it seems Wigan's Wild World is in trouble now.
Bro, that is someone's childhood. That is so sad. Someone in the comments said this is probably a backpack which belongs to an illegal immigrant's kids. Oh, I don't know how true that is because I don't know where the location is, but that is crazy.
Here are some crazy things happening in the world right now. A court in India ruled that movie theater chains must compensate customers for mental agony caused by too many advertisements. A couple casually bragged about illegal hunting mid-flight while wildlife officers were sitting right behind them. A Chinese company told employees to get married or get fired, then backtracked after backlash. There is now a trend in India where call center agents are having their accents digitally altered using AI. A truck driver was stopped for a random inspection and found with $1.1 million in cash and 183 pounds of weed. A woman is divorcing her husband because he booed Taylor Swift during the Super Bowl. A Georgia woman gave birth to the wrong baby after a fertility clinic implanted another couple's embryo. A Diddy-themed parade float appeared at Mardi Gras and no one knows who made it. A woman who was missing for 3 years was found inside of a fertilizer tank. The world's tallest and fastest roller coaster that was in New Jersey has been dismantled after 20 years. A woman locked her boyfriend in a storage unit for 4 days with no food or water until he found his phone. A teenager injected butterfly remains and died from suspected toxins. 4 sober drivers were arrested for DUI by ex-police in Tennessee. A new study shows that Labradors and humans share the same genetic drive to overeat. The Molly Malone statue in Ireland is going to be raised higher in order to stop the constant groping. Serial killer Hannibal the Cannibal, what a name, is on a hunger strike after his PlayStation was banned in prison.
What in the crazy did I just listen to? And what do you mean the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster got dismantled? That's one of my favorite roller coaster rides. That's called the King de Ka. And did I hear some teen injected himself with butterfly remains? Why would you do that? And then a woman divorced her husband because he booed Taylor Swift? What the
Something feels so inappropriate about seeing the foundation of a skyscraper. Like the bowels of a building. I'm like interrupting something. You know, you think skyscrapers are tall, yeah, but how deep do they go? How deep is your love? It's like an iceberg. Let's look at one of the deepest skyscraper foundations out there. Petronas Twin Towers in Malaysia. The tower rests on 104 concrete piles that go almost 400 feet down. That's deeper than a football field going down. Like, ew. And like, just look at all these. This is kind of what we're working with. Like the Burj Khalifa, tallest building on earth, which is almost 3,000 feet tall. But weird, its foundation isn't as deep. It goes 164 feet down. Why? That's because Dubai's bedrock is relatively shallow and solid. Does that make me feel better about being on the top of the building? No. I'm like, I hope this thing is so deep in the ground that it doesn't just let, you know? New York World Trade Center has a foundation that's 70 feet deep, and builders had to dig through centuries of buried city to reach solid ground. But even the deepest skyscraper doesn't come close to the foundation of an oil rig, which is super eerie to think about. The Deepwater Horizon drilled over 18,000 feet below the seafloor. That's over 3,000 miles straight down, ew. For oil, ew. And that's after going 5,000 feet down into the ocean. So yeah, next time you look up at these skyscrapers, just think about its bowels. It's sad to think that this is the last time this soil will see the light of day. But shout out to them for, you know, keeping them grounded, because otherwise I don't know what we'd do with that little thing called wind. I want my skyscraper tucked firmly into the ground. Good night.
So this is what 30,000 hours of meditation does to your brain. And if you've ever been on the fence about meditation, this science will literally change your mind. A fascinating new study looked at the brains of advanced meditators who had been practicing for over 30,000 hours. And researchers compared these brains to non-meditators who were of the same age and demographics, all 65 and older. And not surprisingly, they found a huge difference. So typically, our brains shrink with age and stress. But the meditator group showed much more younger looking brains. Not only did they show improved blood flow and brain function, they also had much more brain volume in key brain areas related to emotional regulation, awareness, intelligence, and memory. And researchers say that these improvements happen because meditation literally rewires your brain. So the 3 core skills of sharpening your focus, dissolving limiting belief systems, and building compassion for yourself and others literally makes your brain younger. Key takeaway here is that meditation is simply more than sitting in silence. It's a powerful, science-backed tool that slows down aging, prevents disease, and helps you live a happier, healthier life.
And he's not lying, meditation does make you look better. Why do you think I look so good?
You need to leave!
But for real though, I highly recommend everyone meditate, and if you're wondering why my energy is up all the time, it's because of that. Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around and watch all the clips in today. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.